But then, if you try to listen and be empathic to your counselee or patient or student, he or she will feel that she or he will listen, are being listened to, are being cared for. Welcome back to Coach Rosy Talks. Today we will talk about emotions. What is your feeling right now? How can we identify emotions and feelings at the same time?
Are you ready?
What do you mean by emotions and feelings? For you to be able to identify what is emotions, let us take a look at this kind of definition. When you say emotion, it is a conscious mental reaction such as anger, fear, feeling of sadness. It's an emotion that you experience that is very strong feeling, usually directed toward a specific object and typically accompanied by physiological and behavioral changes in your body. As much as possible, you feel that way often and you cannot control that emotions as well. Feelings, on the other hand, is an emotional state or reaction at the same time. For example, I am feeling joy. I feel happy today. So that is a feeling that you are having or that you have right now at the same time. So that is the emotions that you want to partake or that you feel that same day or that day. For example, it is a belief or vague or irrational one. For example, he had a feeling that he has been watched by other people, or he had a feeling that someone is criticizing her or him. So there are times that you will feel that way. But what is really your emotions right now? For example, the emotions that you have right now is that you feel sad. So when you feel sad, that kind of sadness you will feel as often as possible. So that is the emotions that you are feeling right now. You feel sad. How sad are you? How how do you feel right now? When someone is talking to you, how do you feel right now? you you portray to other people. It is the emotional reactions that you convey to your spouse, to other people, to anybody that you encounter. So let's take a look on how you can understand your emotions right now. I want you to understand your emotions because that is very crucial to your ability to adapt to the changes of your daily life. When you feel good, you're able to shrug off even the most burdensome of your task because your feeling right now is very good. Your feeling right now is happy despite of any miserable that happens to you. If you are feeling right now that kind of happiness, you will always feel that certain emotions inside you. So kumbaga, you don't mind any problems around you, you don't mind any kinds of sadness around you because even though you have a great problem, if your feeling right now is good, it will always convey to other people that kind of feeling right now. So you view even an enjoyable activity with a sense of gloom and doom. If you feel naman that you are being happy. But if you feel, for example, when you go home or when you when you go to your work and you feel that kind of feeling that you are stressed, you feel that you are frustrated, or you are feeling negative about it, that kind of feeling may convey to other people that you feel sad, you feel irritated, you feel that you are um not not doing good at all. So your emotions also affect your relationships to other people as well. If you got a friend right now and tells you a tragic story about what happened to him or her, you will also react on that situation. But then, as a counselor, I am a guidance counselor, but then as a counselor, when you counsel a counselee or a patient or a student, you have to be mindful that you don't have to trans to have transference of that kind of feeling. So you need to be strong enough not to cry on the problem of your patients or your student at all. Kasi if you cry then, or if you try to cry with them as well when you are having your counseling, tendency, they will always feel that kind of negativity and they will lose hope as well. But then, if you try to listen and be empathic to your counselee or patient or student, he or she will feel that she or he will listen, are being listened to, are being cared for, or somehow are being listened by some people, or by a people, or by a person he or she is talking. So when you have a counseling, you don't easily give up your feeling as well. You need to understand and being empathic as at the same time, but not to the point being sympathetic. So there is a difference about sympathetic and empathic feeling. So when you feel empathic, you feel that kind of you feel that feeling, and at the same time you put yourself to that kind of feeling, but not to the point that you are having a deeper sense of feeling in which you are feeling really deep on that. In sympathetic, you really feel that way and you are uh having that kind of actions as well. So there is a difference about it. So let's take a look about it, kung ano yung empathic and sympathetic sa dictionary. So according to Merriam website, let us see. When you say empathy in counseling, it is about a counselor seeing the client's world as they see it. So, empathy is to respectfully perceive what the client is bringing from you, or what the client is saying from you, and you frame on it. You see to it in a very broad perspective in your mind. You are being understandable, and at the same time you feel that kind of supportive relationship with them. You create supportive relationship with them, validates their experiences, and you foster that trust, that kind of confidentiality with your client or with your student. You show this kind of feeling when you are having that kind of counseling, such as you attend to them, you got a reflect back what they are saying, or you are paraphrasing what they are saying, or somehow there will be time that you will be silenced and you will always listen to your client as well, because that is very important in counseling.
Very early in my work as a therapist, I discovered that simply listening to my client very attentively was an important way of being helpful. So when I was in doubt as to what I should do in some active way, I simply listened. And it seemed surprising to me that such a passive kind of interaction could be so useful. And a little later, a social worker whom I hired who had had a background of Ronkian training was really most helpful to me. She helped me to learn that the most effective response, the most effective listening was where you listened for the feelings and emotions that were behind the words, that were just a little bit concealed, and where you could discern a pattern of feeling behind what was being said. And I think she's the one who first suggested that the best response was to reflect these feelings to the client.
So empathy enhances the therapeutic thing or personal or somehow supports personal growth to your client or to your students as well, because that will be able to help other people and at the same time who you are talking about. So you will not easily give up to your client by crying on their problems as well. That is sympathetic na. It is not empathetic anymore. Sympathy, feelings of pity, you have this kind of feelings of pity and sorrow for someone else's misfortune. So when you hear the problem of your counselee or your students or clients, you feel that feeling of pity and sorrow for someone else for their problems as well. According to Paul Ekman showed that there are six basic emotions that people of all cultures experience and recognize. For example, happiness. Number one is happiness, sadness, fear, surprise, anger, and disgust. So, how and when we express these emotions differs radically by the norms of each of our cultures. So, that is also called as display rules. There are some cultures that feel happy if they are having if they it depends upon the culture of a country as well. So our emotions affect not only the way others treat us, but also our innermost or our inner sense of well-being. How we view ourselves will always be connected to our emotions as well. So we tend to believe that whether we are experiencing positive or negative emotions, it reflects back to you as well. So it reflects forces outside our control, blaming everything from our genes to the weather. And it also connects to ne- to our environment as well. However, there are many people that do not realize that there are some emotions that are not strictly controlled by your body's physiological way or flexes. For example, you're not stuck of your for life with the emotional equipment program by your DNA. If your family system is a happy family, so almost all the time, you will inherit that kind of feeling happiness despite of any problems that you encounter in your life. But if you got an environment who have this kind of feeling that always blaming other people or always having that kind of connotations or any kinds of frustrations in life, you will always feel that way as well because you are connected on that kind of environment. But then, if you have a high control of your feelings, you can control your feelings outside and inside of your environment. And that's a good thing about you because you were able to control and balance your emotions. So, to understand the way that you can control your emotions, we first have to take a slight detour through the early history of psychology. So, views about what emotions are and what causes them have changed radically in the last 100 and so many years. Let's take a look about William James. William James is the founder of American psychology. So according to James and the closely related views of physiologist Carl Lange, your emotions are completely governed by your body's responses. So imagine yourself or imagine you're being pursued by a bear or you are being scared by a bear or a lion, automatically your body will feel that kind of feeling fear. Matatakot ka. That's the automatic reaction of that person. Okay? So when you feel afraid of, for example, there's an earthquake, automatically you will feel sadness, or you will feel fear or anxiety because there's an earthquake. What are the benefits of understanding emotions? Are there any several benefits? So there are many. For example, building better relationships. When you have when you understand your emotions, you can build a better relationship to other people. You will see yourself and at the same time understand other people as well. You will be able to balance your emotions or control them. Number two, you have a deeper level of self awareness. You are being aware of what you should do next time, which is essential for personal growth and development as well. If you know what you are doing and at the same time you have learned from it, you will be able to understand the emotions as well of the other people. Number three, regulating emotions. So when you regulate your emotions, you control impulsive reactions and managing stress more effectively. And number four, expanding emotional vocabulary. So you will be able to know, this emotion is for fear and this emotion should be feel this way. Okay, I need to cry on this one because someone died, or I need to cry on this one because I failed on this. For example, just an example. Another is you need to expand your you need to expand your understanding about the emotions that you are having at that moment. Okay? So number 5, doing well in life and having healthy relationships and managing difficulties and setbacks. So that will be the benefit if you know and understand your emotions. So thank you for watching, and I hope I was able to help you as well on how to understand your emotions. And I hope that if you have any questions, just write down your in on the comment section what you want to ask me. And so if you understand my my talk today, I want you to write it down or type it down or type it on the comment section. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and God bless you all. See you next on my next video.